So many times God's name's going to get profaned and they're going to call him by the name of Baal. So when you read that, you know the prophecy says that, and the whole world will be deceived. Well, then you just put two and two together. And you see they're all lawless. They tell you don't keep the 10 commandments. Broad is the gate to destruction to those. And she being with child cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. And that's what the great whore and her many harlots are riding, the devil. And she thinks she sits a queen. And his tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them unto the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up to God and to the throne. That's the 144,000. And then they return with the Messiah, and they stand on Mount Zion, and it splits in half, and they judge the earth, and like that's who gets so-called raptured. They get caught up to the throne. Then the devil gets cast down, and then Yeshua comes with power, which is his army. And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up to God and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she has a place prepared of God, and they should feed her there 1,260 days. That's the second Exodus that no Christian knows about, because their pastors are liars. There's so much scripture about that. And that's Jeremiah 30:31, which ironically is Hebrews 8:9-10, which they call the new covenant, and they think they're in it. But it tells you even in chapter 8, verse 13, it's ready to die, but it's not dead yet. Revelation tells you to strengthen that which remains. It's not dead yet. The kingdom isn't restored. Once the kingdom's restored is the time when the new covenant comes into effect. See, the new covenant requires God's side of it too, and that's the millennial reign. When they are all obedient and they don't need to know the Lord, for he'll be right there with them.